You know, we usually think of miracles as these impossible reality-bending events. But what if the greatest miracles of all are the ones that work within the rules of nature? And what if figuring that out is the real key to understanding the future? Well, let's get into it.
So, this whole thing kicks off with a fascinating verse from the prophet Micah. He promises that in the future, we're going to see wonders just like the ones during the Exodus from Egypt. Sounds pretty amazing, right? But it also creates a massive contradiction.
See, here's the thing. The whole tradition says that the future redemption is supposed to be on a completely different level. I mean, infinitely greater than the Exodus. So why on earth would the prophet compare this ultimate future to an event that's, well, supposed to be so much smaller? It's like comparing a brand new starship to a horse and buggy. It just doesn't make sense. And solving that paradox is what we're here to do today.
To really get to the bottom of this, we have to take a closer look at what a miracle even is. And according to Jewish mystical thought, which is the source we're diving into, it turns out there are actually two totally different kinds of miracles.
Okay, so first, you've got your overt miracles. These are the big showstoppers, you know? Like the splitting of the sea, where the laws of nature just get tossed out the window. But then you have hidden miracles. These are the ones that were completely inside the rules of nature. Think of a lucky break, or meeting just the right person at just the right time. On the outside, it looks like a coincidence, but underneath, it's seen as a divine power subtly directing things from behind the scenes.
So here's a question for you. Which type of power do you think is actually greater? The one that can shatter the laws of physics, or the one that can get exactly what it wants done without breaking a single rule? I think most of us would instinctively point to the big, flashy, sea-splitting kind of power.
But, and this is so fascinating, the text we're looking at argues the exact opposite. It says the subtle power that's behind the hidden miracle is actually coming from a much, much higher spiritual source. But why? Why would that be?
Well, think of it like a hierarchy of power. Being able to override nature, yeah, that's impressive, no doubt. But being able to direct nature from within to make the entire system bend to your will without anyone even noticing, that shows a much deeper level of mastery. But then there's a third level, an even higher one. It's called lavado, which means the source alone. This is a power so totally woven into reality that it just is nature. It's the source of miracles that are so subtle, the ancient sages said the recipient doesn't even recognize it as a miracle.
All right, keep that idea in your head, because now we're going to go back to that original verse from Micah, and you'll see how this completely flips its meaning on its head.
The entire key is hidden in one single Hebrew word, arakenu. It doesn't mean I will do or I will make. It means I will show him. The promise isn't about creating brand new wonders, it's about revealing them. So the future miracle isn't about a display of power, it's about a change in our perception.
And that right there, that solves our puzzle. The future won't be like the Exodus, where nature gets shattered. Instead, the veil is just going to be lifted. We will finally be able to see the infinite, divine miraculousness that was hidden inside of nature the entire time. The everyday world itself will be revealed as the ultimate wonder.
So you can see this amazing progression, right? In the past, during the Exodus, we had these overt, in-your-face miracles, where God kind of had to break the world to show up. Right now, in the present, we live in a world of hidden miracles, where nature itself actually conceals the divine hand guiding it. But in the future, that concealment gets peeled back, and the hidden becomes completely visible for everyone to see.
Now, this idea that the totally mundane can actually become holier than the obviously spiritual, that's a really profound thought. And to help us get our heads around it, the text gives us this incredible analogy from our own lives, the relationship between our body and our soul.
So we normally think of the soul as the spiritual engine, right? It gives life and meaning to the physical body, but get this, the text says that in the future, that whole dynamic is going to be reversed. The soul is actually going to get its spiritual nourishment from the body. How on earth is that possible?
Well, think about it. For the soul, connecting with the divine is just natural. It's what it's made of. It submits because it understands. But for the body, it's a constant struggle. Its nature is purely physical. So when the body follows a higher purpose, it's a conscious choice made against its own instincts. It connects not out of understanding, but out of pure commitment. And that choice, that act of transcending its own nature, reaches a level of devotion the soul just can't touch on its own.
And there's this incredible term for this act. It's called Kabbalat Ol. That's Kabbalat Ol. It means acceptance of the yoke. It's that choice to commit to a higher will, not because it makes sense or feels good, but simply out of pure commitment. And it's that act of submission that elevates the physical world to a place even beyond the purely spiritual. So, what does this all mean for us? For you and me, right here, right now. This is where all these huge cosmic ideas come together and become incredibly personal and really, really powerful.
Maybe the most stunning takeaway from all of this is that this future age of revelation, it isn't something we just sit back and wait for. It is the direct result of what we do in the here and now. We are not just an audience watching a show. We are literally the ones building the stage. Our work, especially when it's hard, when we feel like we're in the dark, that is what actually refines the physical world. Just like the body's choice to overcome its nature elevates it above the soul, our struggles to do the right thing are what elevate the world around us and prepare it to finally reveal its hidden divinity.
This means that every single time you choose to be patient when you want to be angry, or you choose generosity when it's easier to be selfish, or you stick to a commitment when it's inconvenient, you are performing a small act of Kabbalat Ol. You are transcending your own nature. And that act isn't just a win for you. It is a tiny, hidden miracle that polishes a little piece of the world, making it more transparent, getting it ready for that ultimate reveal.
And that brings us right back to the beginning. The greatest miracles, it turns out, aren't waiting for us in some distant future. They are hidden all around us, in the fabric of our ordinary lives, in the choices we make every single day. The real challenge is just learning how to see them. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. Where is the miracle hiding in your world today?